Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be talking about the holy organization known as the Neo-Templars in The Secret of Monkey Island 2, Fifth Horseman. To start off, the Neo-Templars is an holy organization that claims that they're the successors of the Knights Templar. Their mission is to search the sword of Jesus Christ, also known as the Broken Sword, and use it to rule the world under God's divine rule on earth. The Neo-Templars consists of men and women from influential positions in many countries. It is founded by the Grand Master, and their mission is to rule the world under God's divine rule. They only meet in a conclave around few times every year to discuss about the search of sword of Jesus Christ, like the one happened in the second week of July, just before the Bastille Day. But they also talk about politics and religion, business and warfare happening around the world. They hide in ancient Catholic Church areas where it belongs to the original Templars. Using their resources, they manage to find several clues that leads to the sword. They are also capable to stop the media from finding the truth about the deaths of their fellow members. Aside from the people from business and studies, the Order also has goons and assassins to kill anyone who will try to stop the Order. If there's any member who fail or betray the Order and renounce their Catholic faith, they will be killed immediately for heresy and apostasy. Their biggest enemy is the radical Muslim sect called the Hashashin. At the turn of the end of millennium, George Stobbart and Nicole Collard met or heard several people that are involved with the Order. First, there's Plantard, a French who tries to protect the manuscript from the Hashashin. Then there's Inspector Augustin Rosso, a French police inspector who works alongside with George and Nicole. Arno Bilotta, an Italian pharmaceutical baron. Yamada, a Japanese politician. Bruno Ostwald, the Nobel Prize winner from Eastern Europe. Professor Nigel Pegram, an English archaeologist. Jacques Marquet, a French priest. Klausner, a German who was searching the clues in Syria and Ekland. The assassin who was hired by Bruno Ostwald to kill George Stobbart, and Nicole Collard. They also meet Flap and Guido, the criminal duo who tried to get the manuscript and the tripod. And lastly, Susaro, the leader of the cult, and Petra, the fortune-teller. The couple met Susaro and Petra, which set off to another plot involving the search of angelic energy. But we'll be talking about that later since it's not really related to the main plot. George discovered about them when he eavesdropped a meeting in the Montfaucon's underground cave. He sees the Grand Master and 5 other people, including Bruno Ostwald from the Hotel Ubu. They're discussing about the broken sword and Klausner's search in Syria. The Grand Master is disappointed about the news, especially the Hashashin beat them in finding the manuscript. Before the end of their meeting, he warns his members that their meeting is the last until they find the sword. Near the end of the game, George and Nico encounter the Neo-Templars in St. Ninian's church. The duo sees the group making a ceremony to activate the sword of Jesus Christ. The Grand Master is struck by blue lightning from the Divine Mercy of Jesus statue. After the ceremony, the Grand Master tries to persuade George to join the Holy Order. He says that the Templars had failed to complete their mission to find the sword, and it is now up to them to finish what their ancestors had started. He also reveals that they already have 2 artifacts needed to locate the sword: the Statue of Divine Mercy and the Chalice of Longinus. The Grand Master states that Jesus himself chose him to wield the Sword of Destiny and that his bloodline can be traced back to Jesus through King David. George refuses, and the Grand Master has no choice and decides to kill George and Nico instead. He commands Ekland to kill George when suddenly Rosso saves George by throwing a dagger in the original game or shooting in director's cut in Ekland. George and Nico are about to escape when Guido blocks their way. George throws the torch to the old gunpowder immediately to distract Guido. The Grand Master tells Guido to stop George and Nico, but Guido says to his master that the gunpowder will explode at any moment. Nico throws a bag of plastic explosives, and she and George get out of the church. The church explodes, and many of the Neo-Templars died. After the death of the Grand Master, the Neo-Templars are weakened and fell into chaos. An old man named Susaro quickly took the order and renamed it the Cult of the Lord Jesus Christ. Their HQ is in a secret area underneath a church. In the game, it can be accessed through a secret passageway found inside the church. Inside the headquarters, there's a big hall with 4 pillars, and each pillars represents an element of the sword of Jesus Christ. There's also a small room where the Grand Master holds his personal meetings. And lastly, there's a basement where the captured captives are held. The layout of the headquarters resembles that of a Freemason's lodge, but it's more simplistic. Now let's talk about the hierarchy of the Neo-Templars. The highest authority in the order is the Grand Master, also known as the Keeper of the Holy Grail. The Grand Master is considered as the direct successor of the legendary Knights Templar and believes that he is chosen by God to wield the sword of Jesus Christ. Beneath him is the Executive Committee, which consists of 5 senior members of the order who assists the Grand Master in carrying out their goals. Below them are the active members of the order, which consists of wealthy and influential individuals from various countries who are dedicated to the cause of the Neo-Templars. Finally, there are the servants, which are hired goons and assassins who carries out the dirty work of the order under the orders of the Executive Committee. Next, let's look at their goals and methods. The primary goal of the Neo-Templars is to locate and wield the sword of Jesus Christ, also known as the Broken Sword. They believe that the sword is hidden somewhere in France and that its whereabouts are known only to a few. To achieve this goal, they carry out extensive research using historical records, religious texts, and archaeological evidence. Once the sword is located, they plan to use it to establish a new world order under the divine rule of Jesus Christ. They believe that they are the true successors of the Knights Templar and that they have a divine mandate to rule over all other nations. In order to carry out their goal, the Neo-Templars employ a variety of methods. They gather intelligence on their enemies, they infiltrate government agencies, and they carry out assassinations and sabotage missions. They are ruthless and efficient, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their objectives. Lastly, let's talk about their relationship with other factions. The Neo-Templars have a complex relationship with other factions in the game. They are allied with the mysterious Catholic cult known as the Children of the Blessed Virgin Mary, but they are also in conflict with the Hashashin, a radical Muslim sect that is also searching for the broken sword. They are also at odds with the police, who view them as a dangerous cult. However, they have managed to maintain a low profile and avoid detection for many years. The relationship between the Neo-Templars and the police is one of the most interesting aspects of the faction. On the one hand, the police are aware of the cult's activities and are actively trying to bring them down. On the other hand, the Neo-Templars have managed to evade the authorities for many years and have even infiltrated some law enforcement agencies. This cat-and-mouse game between the police and the cult creates a sense of tension and suspense throughout the game. Overall, the Neo-Templars are a powerful and dangerous cult that should not be underestimated. They are highly organized, disciplined, and resourceful, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. Whether they succeed or not is up to the player to decide. So that's all for the video about the Neo-Templars. Let me know in the comments below if you think they'll be successful in finding the sword of Jesus Christ. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Thanks for watching. See ya.